The economic crisis is partly one about jobs, partly one about lack of income for governments. Really, to address the economic crisis, we've got to generate economic activity. There's got to be more trade, there's got to be more investment, there's got to be more remittances, and agriculture has a hugely important part in that. And there are many different ways in which agricultural productivity can be increased. For example, better seeds, fertilizers and all that kind of thing, but also connecting poor people, smallholders, as well as larger estates to markets. No one really knows, but something like 15 to 40% of agricultural productivity is lost through post-harvest losses, and part of that is inability to get stuff from where it's grown to the people who could either process it or consume it, buy it, ship it on. So strengthening both supply chains and value chains is incredibly important. Supply chains, of course, being so that you can get products from A to B to C to D. Value chains is about retaining the value at as close as possible to the source of production. So, growth corridors, to the degree that they're going to generate jobs, to the degree that they're going to strengthen supply chains, that they're actually going to add value for the growers and for people close to the growers, they've got to be good news. The question is, can we make it work? Can they be replicated? And can we encourage a whole series of other activities around them so that it's not just about an infrastructure project. You're actually talking about an economic growth, poverty reduction project that has knock-on effects for a lot of the Millennium Development Goals. The Millennium Development Goals being, of course, about poverty reduction, gender equity, improving health, education, and trying to stop the environmental destruction and improve management of natural resources. One of the things about Africa is that it doesn't matter whether you're a resource-rich country or a resource-poor country, you still have a lot of problems. I mean, there are countries that are oil-rich whose GDP is actually pretty good, even by almost world standards, certainly by developing country standards, and yet there are people who don't have electricity, who don't have proper education, schooling and all the rest of it. Equally, there are poor countries with these problems. And what that suggests is a lot of the issues are to do with the quality of governance, the quality of planning, management capacity, technical capacity, knowing how the money works, knowing that the money is being spent on things that people really want it to be spent on, that those in authority are being held to account, not so much as some part of some kind of political forensic exercise, but so that parents know that money for education is being used in a way that's going to achieve results, and people know that money for schooling is for health systems is going to achieve results. So I think, to answer your question, one of the big issues is accountability and governance, and that's to do with the effectiveness of local government, the effectiveness of national government, the effectiveness of financial management systems, as well as political accountability systems.